It's time for live sports coverage, brought to you by the KMSR Inc. Sports Boosters and by area businesses from the communities taking part in the game.
Good afternoon. Welcome along. We are at Mayport CG High School at their baseball field as we get set for high school baseball this afternoon on 105.5 KMAV, online at the KMAV 99 KMSR YouTube channel. I'm Craig Keating. Chris Larson here as well. Chris will have the call for this one this afternoon as the Mayport CG Patriots host the Nelson County-Midkota Chargers. Mayport CG 2-2 on the year, 2-1 in the region. Nelson County-Midkota 1-4, and they're 1-3 in region play. And Chris, yesterday we had a strong breeze from the southeast. Today it's more from the west-southwest.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting afternoon, but much better than yesterday. Yesterday it was blowing directly in from center field in. Today we're basically from deep right to left, so we'll see how that plays out for both of these teams as we go this afternoon.
Both teams have just taken their infield. We will come back to bring you the starting lineups next.
In the produce department this week at Miller's Fresh Foods, fresh strawberries, 16-ounce package, get 2 for $5. Large avocados or mangoes, 4 for $5 at Miller's Fresh Foods, Mayville, Hatton, Cooperstown, Hillsborough, Northwood, Laramore.
Growers, are you thinking about investing in a drain tile project? Chad's Excavating out of Mayville can handle that. Drain tile will improve and increase yields for generations to come. And with free detailed estimates and over 40 years of combined success, Chad and his team will provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today at 701-430-0182. Again, that's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, 701-430-0182, helping farmers grow.
Let's have a look at the starting lineups. They're brought to you by ChristianCarsOnline.com. Visitors on the scoreboard, the Nelson County-Midkota Chargers. As mentioned earlier, 1-4 overall, 1-3 in the region. Leading off at third base is Caleb Rainsbury. Batting second is the shortstop, Lakin Ronigan. Batting third and pitching, Brody Rainsbury. Cleanup hitter is the first baseman, Landon Sundin. Hitting in the number 5 spot is John Molina. He'll be the catcher. Batting sixth in left field is Brendan Lenz. Batting seventh in center field is Cooper Huffness. Tegan Dolan will hit eighth and play at second base, and batting ninth in right field is Weston Wright. Chargers are coached by Logan Lund. We'll check the lineup for Mayport CG after this.
Get ready to ride at Findlay Motorsports during our Get Ready to Ride sales event. Score up to $3,000 in rebates on the best-selling Polaris Northstar Ranger XP models. Take advantage of $2,000 trade-in bonus rebates on 2026 Polaris Expeditions and the Extreme Duty XD 1500 Northstar Rangers. With over 60 new Polaris off-road units in stock, there's something ready for every adventure. Don't wait. Check out FindlayMotorsports.com today. Findlay Motorsports. We make it easy.
And the lineup for the home team, the Mayport CG Patriots, 2-2 on the year, 2-1 in region play. Leading off will be the pitcher, Bricker Johnson. Batting second in center field is Connor Doctor. Batting third, the shortstop, Sawyer McGillis. The cleanup hitter is the first baseman, Easton Hansen. Batting in the number 5 spot will be Caden Hogfoss, who'll be at third base. Batting sixth in left field is Sam Weaver. Number 7 hitter, the right fielder, Case Judish. He'll be followed by the number 8 hitter, Alex Arsbold. He'll be the designated hitter, as Alex Arsvold will bat for the catcher, Tate Hansen. And the number 9 hitter is Aiden Arsvold at second base. Patriots are coached by Alex Berry. And it's going to be Bricker Johnson to warm up. We'll come back. Chris Larson to bring you the first pitch next.
Having money to get your crop in the ground isn't enough. What's your plan? Where do you want to be years down the road? Hello, this is Ernie Struby, president of the Goose River Bank. We care about you and your farming operation. We want to help you to be successful. Don't settle for any financial institution. Choose one that understands your current needs and can help you work towards your long-term goals and objectives. We have a long history based in the Red River Valley. We pride ourselves on understanding agriculture, and we'd be honored to be your bank. The Goose River Bank, strong community, member FDIC.
A couple minutes before the top of the hour, KMAV Mayville, Portland, and here's Chris Larson.
Bricker Johnson settling in for his final warm-up tosses of the afternoon. Again, looking at infield from left to right. Caden Hogfoss at third, Sawyer McGillis at short, Aiden Arsvold at second. Over at the first base side, Easton Hansen, Tate Hansen, the catcher, and Bricker Johnson on the bump here for the Mayport CG Patriots. They are looking to pick up a win today after a tough loss yesterday, right here yesterday afternoon in a great game, Craig, where the fifth inning was the tough inning for the Patriots.
And all those runs were unearned runs as well. Only 4 of the final 5 runs in the game by Hillsborough Central Valley ended up being earned runs as they won 14-2 over the Patriots.
So, Bricker Johnson is going to look to face third baseman Caleb Rainsbury here as we get set for our opening pitch just before 4 o'clock here on KMAV. And on the YouTube stream, we're going to get started right around 3:58. First pitch is a ball to Caleb Rainsbury. So the count, 1 ball and no strikes to the leadoff batter, Rainsbury. Top of the first inning, just underway here from Mayville, a 7-inning game. Here's the line to the 1-0 pitch, right down the heart of the plate, right down Broadway, and the count will leave it up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to the leadoff batter, Caleb Rainsbury. Lakin Ronigan and Brody Rainsbury due up next for the Chargers. That one's going to be popped up to the infield. Johnson will have it, and Bricker Johnson takes it, and that is our first out of the afternoon as a pop-up to the pitcher. Out number 1 brings up Lakin Ronigan. And that was a little bit of a pop-up to the left of the pitcher, or to the right of the pitcher's mound. For out number 1, Ronigan, here's the first pitch. Inside ball 1, count is 1-0 to Lakin Ronigan. So the Patriots doing quick work, 3 pitches in that first at bat. And they get the out. Here's the wind of the 1-0 pitch. High for ball 2, and the count goes 2-0. Yesterday's pitcher, Caden Hogfoss, had some control issues. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Low for ball 3, and the count quickly 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out, nobody on here at the top of the first from Mayville. Here's the set, the 3-1 pitch. That's in for strike 2, and the count will go full. Actually, no, it'll be a 3-1 count, that is. 3-1 the count to the number 2 batter of the order, Lakin Ronigan. Here's the wind of the 3-1 pitch. That'll be a seeing eye single to left center field. And with 1 out, 1 runner on, we'll bring up Brody Rainsbury. Got a little different conditions. Sunny skies. Not a cloud in the sky here this afternoon. Winds are the west-southwest. As Brody Rainsbury, the pitcher today for Nelson County-Midkota, steps up to the plate. Here's the set from Johnson and the pitch. Swing and a miss. That's going to be a foul tip, strike 1. And the count goes to no balls and a strike. No balls and 1 strike to the batter. And that one's going to be swung on to short. The shortstop gets it, but can't make the play. And so the runner from first advances to second. And on with a single is Brody Rainsbury. That brings up the first baseman, Landon Sundin.
Sawyer McGillis covered a lot of ground there. Just wasn't a playable ball as far as trying to get an out.
Absolutely, Sawyer giving it his all. So a runner in scoring position at second, runner at first, 1 away for the 4th batter of the order for the Chargers. Here's the wind of the pitch. That's swung on straight to the third baseman, over to second. A 5-3 double play ends the inning. So with that, Nelson County goes down. Our score after half an inning on the ChristianCarsOnline.com scoreboard of the Chad's Excavating scoreboard is Nelson County-Midkota 0. Mayport CG coming to bat here on the bottom of the first inning. We'll be back after this. You're listening to high school baseball on KMAV.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Rexine, your downtown eye doc. At Eyes on Broadway and Rexine Family Eye Care, we offer you OptiMap retinal imaging. This technology can allow for early detection of eye disease, cardiovascular disease, stroke, and even cancer. OptiMap is fast, painless, and non-invasive, suitable for patients of all ages. Ask about the OptiMap today.
Set up an appointment with Dr. Michael Rexine at michaelrexine.com with locations in both Fargo and Mayville.
I promise you will see the difference.
Guessing games can be fun, but not when you're buying insurance. That's why Farmers Union insurance agents do things just a little different. Our roots are here in farm country, just like yours. This year's crop, it's your livelihood for today and tomorrow. Severe weather can mean disaster unless you're protected. We'll see that you are because we know farming. Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
See Jason Walswick and Kurt Larrow in Findlay.
Not all products underwritten by Farmers Union Insurance.
Bricker Johnson gets himself out of a little bit of a pinch with the runner at second there on the double play. And now he's going to lead off for the Patriots in the bottom of the first inning. He is going to face Brody Rainsbury on the mound. His catcher today, John Molina. Let's take a look at the infield first. Caleb Rainsbury at third. Lakin Ronigan at short. Tegan Dolan at second. Landon Sundin at first. And again, the catcher Molina pitching is Rainsbury. Left to right in the outfield. Brandon Lenz in left. Cooper Hovness in center. And Weston Wright in right field. They're going to face Bricker Johnson, Connor Doctor, and Sawyer McGillis to lead off here on the bottom of the first inning. The first of 7 innings to come here this afternoon on a beautiful Thursday. Game 2 of 3 this week to come your way from Mayport CG High School. The Patriots play Thompson tomorrow, while I will be over calling Mayport CG at Northwood softball, taking on Ada Borup West tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So the final warm-up toss is coming from Brody Rainsbury, and Bricker Johnson to step in for his first at-bat to the afternoon. We are scoreless here from Mayville. 2 hits in that top of the first inning for Nelson County-Midkota. And here's the first pitch. Bricker Johnson, that's on the corner of the plate. Strike 1, and the count quickly 0-1 to the pitcher and leadoff batter, Bricker Johnson. Here's the line, the 0-1 pitch. Outside into the backstop, and the count will leave it up at a ball and a strike to the leadoff batter. Connor Doctor, Sawyer McGillis on deck and in the hole. That one swung on into the outfield to the right fielder, and he'll make the grab. Will the right fielder, Weston Wright, for out number 1. So allowed out number 1, and Bricker Johnson is retired. That brings up Connor Doctor. Doctor from the right side of the plate. Here's the line to the pitch. High and outside, ball 1, 1-0, the count to Connor Doctor. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, nobody on here on the bottom of the first. That one low, but across the plate for strike 1, and the count will leave it up at 1-1. Just underway in high school baseball this afternoon. Here's the 1-1 pitch in for strike 2. Right down the heart of the plate. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Connor Doctor. Sawyer McGillis on deck next for the Patriots. Here's the line, the 1-2 pitch. High for ball 2, and the count will leave it up now at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on here on the bottom of the first. Quick moving first inning. Here's the line of the 2-2 pitch. That one's going to be swung on into left. The left fielder ranges over, makes the grab, and there's 2 away. Left fielder Brandon Lenz ranged over. The wind not necessarily a factor in that one, but there's quickly 2 away for Sawyer McGillis, the shortstop today for the Patriots. Here's the first pitch to Sawyer McGillis. Called strike 1, and the count 0-1. No balls, 1 strikes. with 1 strike and 2 outs. Here's the line to the 0-1 delivery outside, and the count will leave it up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. To the batter, Sawyer McGillis. Easton Hansen on deck if needed for the Patriots. That one goes outside at 2-1, and Brody Rainsbury, I think as soon as he let go of that one, knew it was headed outside. Does a little jump spin move. 2-1 the count. Here's the wind of the pitch. High for ball 3 of the count, 3-1. So what looked like was going to be a 1-2-3 inning now for the Patriots. Now is a 3-1 count to Sawyer McGillis. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swung on to short. Taken by the shortstop over to first base in time. And that'll retire the Patriots. 1-2-3 at the bottom of the first inning. We're through 1 here in Mayville. Your score: Nelson County-Midkota 0, Patriots 0 on the ChristianCarsOnline.com and Chad's Excavating scoreboard. We'll be back to Mayville after this timeout. You're listening to high school baseball this afternoon on KMAV.
Successful teams need a place to practice. When the weather doesn't cooperate or teams need extra swings, the Mayport Youth Center provides both the Mayport CG High School and summer baseball and softball teams with an indoor facility, including batting cages and field turf. In the winter, the Mayport Youth Center is home to Mayport Ice Dog Hockey. Good luck to the Mayport CG Patriots from the Mayport Youth Center.
Hatton Prairie Village is an award-winning nursing home and assisted living facility located in Hatton. For the 13th consecutive year, Hatton Prairie Village has been ranked a 5-star facility by CMS. And for the 11th consecutive year, we have been named among the top nursing homes in the country by U.S. News and World Report, and one of the top facilities in the U.S. for customer experience and satisfaction by Pinnacle Quality Insight. If you are thinking about a nursing home or assisted living apartment, we hope you consider Hatton Prairie Village, a nationally ranked facility for over a decade, providing superior care and services.
Back to Mayville on 105.5 KMAV and on the YouTube stream. John Molina up for Nelson County-Midkota. Burker Johnson on for his second inning of work. First pitch of ball. 1-0 the count to John Molina. The catcher today for Nelson County-Midkota. Here's the line to the 1-0 pitch. Low for ball 2, and the count quickly 2-0 to Molina. Brendan Lenz and Cooper Hovness due up next for the Chargers. Here on the top of the second inning, here's the line to the 2-0 delivery. Swung on to left center, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Rounding first, headed to second, and he's going to pull up to second. A leadoff stand-up double for John Molina. That, Craig, was a case of the wind just picked it up and sent it out to left center field. John Molina on with a leadoff single, or a double for Brendan Lenz.
You know, Chris, we didn't see a single extra base hit yesterday, and we've already got one here.
Yeah, top of the second inning, we're already in extra base hits. Here's the wind of the pitch to Lenz. He's going to bunt that up the left side. Johnson gets it over to first in time. The 1-3 putout sacrifices Molina over to third. So Lenz, a nice job there, moving a runner 90 feet away into scoring position at third. One away here for the Chargers. Brings up Cooper Hovness. Hovness, the center fielder today for Nelson County. This is Cooper Hovness, 7th in the order. That's going to be swung on, a number to short. Over to first in time. The run will score, though, so an RBI ground out as Molina scores. So Cooper Hovness gets the RBI ground out, and that's just the third hit of the ball game. And this brings up Cooper Hovness, or check that, Tegan Dolan. Dolan, the second baseman today. First pitch of ball, 1-0 the count to Tegan Dolan. 8th batter of the order here for the Nelson County-Midkota Chargers. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouling out of play. That's going to make its way over towards the football field out here on the complex. And the count evens up at 1-1. As the wind continues to blow here. Here's the 1-1 delivery. That's going to be a number up to the pitcher, Johnson. Johnson will quickly move it over to Hansen, and that will retire the Chargers. They get one here at the top of the second after an inning and a half on the ChristianCarsOnline.com scoreboard of the Jazz Excavating scoreboard. Your score, Nelson County 1, Mayport CG nothing. Back after this on KMAV and the YouTube stream.
This is Jasper with Jacobson Brothers. Let's keep your lawn healthy all summer long with the fertilizer and weed control program. We offer not only fertilizer and weed control, but seasonal lawn care and landscaping for your home or business. So whether you are in Mayville, Portland, Golden Lake, Hatton, Hillsboro, any of the surrounding area, give me a call at 701-430-1380. Find us online at jacobsonbros.com.
Egg Country Farm Credit Services offers a wide range of fixed interest rate options to match each customer's needs. If future interest rates fall, customers can take advantage of our rate conversion options to capture opportunity. Discover the Egg Country Advantage that provides our customers long-term interest rate protection. To learn more about your options, contact your local Egg Country office today. Egg Country. Focused on egg, focused on you.
To the bottom of the second we go here in Mayville. Nelson County-Midkota leads Mayport CG 1-0. Power behind that big extra base hit by John Molina. The first extra base hit we've seen today. And that brings the lead to 1-0. Easton Hansen to lead off for the Patriots here on the bottom of the second. They are hitless so far this afternoon, our Mayport CG. Here's the wind of the pitch to Hansen. High for ball one to the count, 1-0 to Easton Hansen. 1 ball, no strikes to the leadoff batter, Hansen. 4th in the order today for the Patriots. Here's the wind of the pitch. Right down the heart of the plate. Count will leave it up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hansen. Here's the wind of the 1-1 delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And Hansen will be down to the count, 1-2. Caden Hogfoss, Sam Weaver on deck and in the hole respectively. Here's the line to the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and foul out of play. So Easton Hansen stays in the count at 1-2. Here's the wind to the 1-2 pitch. High and outside, and the count will leave it at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter Hansen. Here's the 2-2 delivery. That'll be popped up in foul territory down the right side, left side, and it'll drop. Brendan Lenz not able to make the grab, and the count will stay at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to leadoff batter Easton Hansen. That pitch in for a ball, and the count will go full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter Easton Hansen, and here's the payoff pitch. That's going to be a hot shot to short. Shortstop gets it, throw to first in time. The 6-3 putout, allowed out number 1. One away brings up Caden Hogfoss. Again, this is the second of 3 games to come your way this week for the baseball team. Tomorrow, the Patriots host Thompson. Here's the line of the pitch to Hogfoss outside. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. 1 ball, no strikes. To the batter, Hogfoss. Here's the 1-0 pitch. High and inside. The count goes 2-0. Patriots still searching for their first hit of the afternoon. Here's the wind, the 2-0 pitch outside, ball 3. So back-to-back-to-back balls. Puts Hogfoss ahead in the count, 3-0. Sam Weaver on deck, Case Judish in the hole. Here's the wind of the 3-0 pitch. High for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to Caden Hogfoss. We'll put a runner on at first for Sam Weaver. Weaver, a left fielder today for Mayport CG. Sam Weaver set to step in. Just the 6th batter faced by Brody Rainsbury this afternoon. Here's the wind of the pitch. Low for ball 1 and the count 1-0. The catcher, John Molina, lost track of that for a split second, but he regains it. 1-0 the count to Weaver. Throw back to first. Hogfoss back in time. Nice play by Brody Rainsbury, keeping Hogfoss honest over there at first. Here's the set and the 1-0 pitch. Check swing, and he gets choked up there, and the count will leave it up at 1-1. Kind of a half swing there by Caden Hogfoss. Sure, if you could have that one back, you'd probably not go for it like that. But nonetheless, we're at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. That's in for a ball. Here's a stolen base attempt, and he's caught stealing. Caden Hogfoss thrown down 2-4. And that erases the first Patriot base runner this inning, and quickly the Patriots have 2 away. Here's the pitch, high for a ball, and the count now 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike to Sam Weaver. Case Judish on deck. That's high for ball 4, and there's a walk to Sam Weaver in 5 pitches. This brings up Case Judish. Judish, the right fielder for the Patriots today. Brody Rainsbury set to deliver the pitch. Outside ball 1 and the count 1-0 to Case Judish. One and 0 the count to Judish. Throw back to first. Back in time is Sam Weaver. Rainsbury comes set and delivers the pitch. In for a strike, throw down to second, and Weaver in with the stolen base. Heads up base running by Sam Weaver. The count 1-1 to Case Judish. More importantly now, we got a runner in scoring position at second. Here's the wind of the pitch. Swung on over to first. It's a chopper to first. He'll pitch it to second. And that'll be the end of the inning. Patriots strand 1 base runner, and after 2 complete here from Mayville. Your score remains Nelson County-Midkota 1. Mayport CG nothing on the ChristianCarsOnline.com scoreboard and the Chad's Excavating scoreboard. We'll come back for the top of the 3rd after this timeout. You're listening to high school baseball on KMAV FM and the YouTube stream.
Mayport Hardware Hank has everything you need to keep your lawn looking great this summer. They have Scott's 4-step annual program for your lawn. If your lawn's 5,000 square feet, it's $94.99. Bigger than that, it's $229. Family 50-foot garden hose, $39.97. Fiskars Primers, $17.97. And a whole lot more. Keep your lawn looking great this year. You'll find it at Mayport Hardware Hank, downtown Mayville.
You've got a lot more going for you with Hank, Hardware Hank.
No matter what season it is, you want to keep your vehicle in tip-top running condition. H.E. Everson Automotive Parts and Welding Supply in Mayville can help. They can find the exact product, part, or accessory that you need. H.E. Everson carries a full line of quality products at great prices. So whatever it is you're looking to get your vehicle running again, stop in at H.E. Everson Automotive Parts and Welding Supply in Mayville.
Weston Wright takes the first pitch for a ball, second pitch right down the heart of the plate for a strike, and quickly the 1-1 count to Weston Wright. Ninth batter of the order here for Nelson County-Midkota. Here's the 1-1 delivery, swing and a miss, strike two, and Wright is behind in the count now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the ninth batter of the order, Wright. Due up next, Caleb Rainsbury and Luke Lakin Ronigan. Here's the wind of the pitch. That one foul. Over near the Nelson County-Midkota dugout. And so the count will remain 1-2. Here's the wind of the pitch. That one to the backstop of the count, leave it up at 2-2. Not a bad afternoon for baseball here in Mayville. Almost feels warmer than yesterday, Craig.
Well, the sun's definitely out. That makes a difference, but it is about 7 to 10 degrees cooler than yesterday.
It is. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Weston Wright is retired on a swinging third strike. And there's 1 away for Nelson County-Midkota. That brings up Caleb Rainsbury, top of the order for Nelson County-Midkota. 1 away here on the top of the third. Here's the set and the pitch to Rainsbury. It's in for strike 1. 0-1 the count to Caleb Rainsbury. Three hits for Nelson County-Midkota this afternoon. Here's the wind of the 0-1 delivery. That's going to be a number over to the second baseman. He makes the leaping grab and then falls and maintains control. Does Aiden Arsvold for a loud out number 2. And when I say a leaping grab, I mean a leaping grab. Nice play there by Aiden Arsvold. Brings up Lakin Ronigan. First pitch of ball, want to know the count to Lakin. 2 up, 2 down here at the top of the third inning. Here's the set and the 1-0 pitch. That's going to be popped up into foul territory. And out of play. Tate Hansen gives it a charge and then stops. Well, it doesn't necessarily stop. The fence stops him. And the count quickly evens up at 1-1. Brooker Johnson delivers the 1-1 pitch, and that'll be a hit by a pitch. Lakin Ronigan will go down to first on an HBP. And now a 2-out base runner is on, and that brings up Brody Rainsbury. Rainsbury, the pitcher this afternoon. As Tate Hansen goes out and talks to Johnson. That's a quick conversation over already. And they'll settle in to face off Brody Rainsbury. And throw back to first. He gets him! Heads up play by the Patriots. 1-3. The putout and the inning is over. The Patriots Trail 1-0. 1-0 your score on the ChristianCarsOnline.com scoreboard and the Chad's Excavating scoreboard. We'll be back with more after this on KMAV and the YouTube stream.
Paulson Gravel of Mayville offers a variety of services, including graveling, dirt hauling, site preparation, demolition, and snow removal. They can gravel your township or county road and driveway. Paulson Gravel hauls clay, black dirt, sand, and different sized rock. In the winter, they provide snow removal and salting sanding services for parking lots and driveways. Call Paulson Gravel 786-2019 or 430-0202. Serving Trail County for over 30 years, Paulson Gravel Service of Mayville. Are you ready to sell your home, or maybe you're looking to buy a certain type of home? Give Viking Insurance and Realty a call. Carla Tickerson, Mandy Klossner, and Terry Clable can assist you with the sale of your house. Your home will not be only listed on the Viking Insurance and Realty website, but also with Realtor.com, a multiple listing service. Carla, Mandy, and Terry can also help you find a new home. For your insurance, see Brian for quotes on home, auto, and farm insurance. That's Viking Insurance and Realty.
The 8-9-1 batters due up for the Patriots here in the bottom of the third. 1-0 your score. Nelson County-Midkota with the lead. Chris Larson, Craig Keating here with you from Mayville. And big end for the Patriots there in that top of the third on the pickoff at first. Now we'll see if they can carry that momentum here into the bottom of the third. First pitch on the corner for a strike. 0-1 the count to Alex Arsvold. Arsvold, the designated hitter today. He's DHing for the catcher Tate Hansen, and that's quickly down to the count. 0-2 is Alex Arsvold. Here's the wind of the 0-2. That's in the dirt. Ball 1 in the count, 1-2. And it looks like the catcher, John Molina, maybe took that right off the elbow as he's writhing in some pain. As the Nelson County-Midkota skipper comes out to talk to his catcher. 1-2 the count to the batter, Alex Arsvold. And it looks like the catcher Molina will stay in the game. He will, and Arsvold will step back in. A 1-2 count. Here's the wind of the 1-2 pitch. High for ball 2, and the count will leave it up at 2-2. Aiden Arsvold, Brooker Johnson due up yet here in the bottom of the third. Here's the wind of the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And the first out of the inning is recorded. Alex Arsvold, a swinging third strike. And that brings to the plate the second baseman, Aiden Arsvold. Bottom of the lineup for the Patriots is Aiden Arsvold. Here on the bottom of the third, here's the wind of the pitch. He tries to offer a bunt, called strike 1. As that missed opportunity puts Aiden Arsvold behind the count. 0-1. Here's the wind of the 0-1 delivery. Swung on, popped up and out of play, and the count quickly goes 0-2 to the second baseman, Aiden Arsvold. No balls, 2 strikes. Rainsbury comes set. Here's the pitch. Called a ball, 1-2. Just missed the plate on that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the wind of the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Aiden Arsvold is retired. Back-to-back swinging strikeouts. 2 away here on the bottom of the third inning. That brings up top of the order Brooker Johnson, looking for the Patriots' first hit here on the bottom of the third. Here's the wind of the pitch to Johnson. Outside ball one, just misses the plate. 1-0 the count.
Bricker 0 for 1 with a fly out to right.
Here's the set and the 1-0 delivery. Right across the heart of the plate. Can't leave it up now at 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 away for Bricker Johnson. Here's the line of the 1-1 delivery. High for ball 2. And the count goes 2-1. And that one goes outside, 3-1. Here's the wind of the 3-1 pitch. Swung on to right. The right fielder coming in. He can't make the grab. And Bricker Johnson on with a 2-out rally here on the bottom of the third.
What do you think? Their wind made that one tough for him. I think that's going to be a hit.
Yeah, that's definitely a hit. If that wind wasn't there, he'd have made that grab most likely. So we're going to give that a wind-aided hit. That brings up Connor Doctor. Throw back to first. Oh, that almost goes over the head of the first baseman, Landon Sundin. Bricker Johnson back in time. Connor Doctor settling in, the center fielder. Here's the pitch, and he'll show bunt. He'll connect. It'll go foul, though. 0-1 the count. No balls and 1 strike to Connor Doctor. If needed, Sawyer McGillis on deck for the Patriots. Here at the bottom of the third. Here's the pitch. Right down the heart of the plate. Count will go 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Here to Bricker Johnson, or to Connor Doctor. Bricker Johnson on at first. Here's the pitch. Swung on. That'll be a number to right left, and that'll drop for a base hit. It'll get past the left fielder. They're going to send Johnson around third. Is there going to be a play at the plate? There isn't. Connor Doctor on with an RBI double.
Be no run batted in there. That's got to be a single in an air.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Nonetheless, it is a base hit for the Patriots, so back-to-back hits.
Yeah, you're right. That was a bit of an errant play out to right or left. So we'll call it a single with an error. The run scores. We are tied at 1. Here's the pitch. It's called strike. 0-1 the count to Sawyer McGillis. Now Easton Hansen on. Go ahead run in scoring position at second. 2 away. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss, strike 2. He caught a part of that, and the count quickly goes 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Sawyer McGillis. That one swung on to left field. We'll see what happens here. The left fielder comes in, makes the grab, and the inning is over, but not before Mayport CG strikes for 1. And after 3 complete, your score, Mayport CG 1, Nelson County-Midkota 1 on the ChristianCarsOnline.com scoreboard and the Chad's Excavating scoreboard. Back to be available for the top of the 4th. You're listening to high school baseball on KMAV and on the YouTube stream.
It's Truck Month at Findlay Motors. Get supplier pricing on all new light-duty Silverados and financing as low as 1.9%. Need a ride for your new grad? The 2026 Chevy Trax starts at just $25,900 with financing as low as 2.9%. With over 55 new Chevrolets in stock, from sleek Corvettes to heavy-duty pickups, every vehicle is priced with the all-new Easy Price at FindlayMotors.com. Your next Chevy is waiting. Findlay Motors. We make it easy.
Look to Luther Memorial Home for a rewarding career working with people. Luther Memorial Home is currently looking for CNAs, full-time and part-time, on all shifts. Starting wages are over $21 an hour, plus a $5,000 sign-on bonus for full-time employees. For more information about employment at Luther Memorial Home or taking the next CNA class, contact Jessica Mock in Human Resources at 701-786-3401 or visit luthermemorialhome.com for an application.
First pitch allowed, foul to Brody Rainsbury, 0-1 the count. And 1 to the count to the leadoff batter, Brody Rainsbury, here for Nelson County-Midkota. Top of the fourth inning in Mayville. That one swung on, foul to the backstop, and the count quickly 0-2.
Bricker Johnson through 3 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, and earned run.
Not a bad afternoon. Here's the wind of the 0-2 pitch outside for a ball, and the count goes 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to the batter. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Brody Rainsbury is retired on a swinging strikeout. 1 away. Brings up Landon Sundin. Sundin, here's the pitch. In for strike 1, and the count 0-1. Tate Hansen loses sight of that for a moment, gets it back, and we're back in action. Here's the 0-1 delivery from Johnson. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and the count quickly 0-2 to Landon Sundin. John Molina on deck here for Nelson County-Midkota. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's in for a ball. As that had a bit of a spin on it as it came to the plate. Did that pitch from Bricker Johnson. The count 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That hit goes wide. And the count will leave it up now with 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on here on the top of the fourth. Here's the wind of the pitch. Drop third strike, and he's tagged, so record out number 2 as a drop third strike. And that brings up Molina, John Molina, the catcher. Here's the wind of the pitch to Molina outside, ball 1, and the count 1-0.
Molina 1 for 1, a double and a run scored.
Molina ahead in the count 1-0. Here's the wind of the 1-0 pitch. Low for a ball, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes to John Molina. Brendan Lenz due up next here for Nelson County-Midkota. In the top of the fourth, here's the wind of the pitch. Right down the heart of the plate, count goes 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike to Molina. Here's the wind of the 2-1 pitch. Outside ball 3, 3-1. Molina accounting for the lone run scored for Nelson County-Midkota. Back in the second inning. We're tied at 1 here on the top of the fourth. Here's the wind of the pitch. That's ball 4. And Molina will take to first base on a 5-pitch walk That brings up Brendan Lenz.
That's the first walk allowed by Bricker Johnson this afternoon.
So 1 on, 2 outs. And this is Brendan Lenz. Lenz, the left fielder here for Nelson County-Midkota. Throw back to first, back in time is John Molina. Here's the one to the pitch. Swung on, foul to the dugout. Count 0-1. On the count to Lenz here at the top of the fourth. 2 away, 1 on. Here's the wind of the pitch. That's a ball. The count will leave it up at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 1 on. 1-1 our score here at the top of the fourth. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be fouled down the right side. And the count 1-2. Both Coach Kellen Engett and Alex Berry talking to the Patriot defense. And there's a steal attempt. Thrown out to second. He's caught stealing. 1-4. The putout in the inning is over. The Patriots get out of the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. We're halfway home here in Mayville on the ChristianCarsOnline.com scoreboard and the Chad's Excavating scoreboard. Your score, Nelson County-Midkota 1, Mayport CG 1. Back to Mayville for the bottom of the fourth inning after this timeout on KMAV and the YouTube stream.
Lunchtime, supper, or for a snack, any time is a great time to stop at the pizza shop in Mayville. Choose from taste-tempting pizza, chicken, subs, burgers, and more, plus all your favorite beverages. Dine in or call 786-3273 to place a carry-out order. For great food, service, and atmosphere, it's the Pizza Shop in Mayville.
Risk management is a must for today's farmer. Here's Corey McGillis from Hub International.
Well, crop insurance is I look at it as kind of the foundation. That's kind of where you're going to set your floor as the foundation for your whole plan as far as how you plan to protect that risk in the field.
With insurance solutions for the agriculture and crop industries, Hub International at Portland, Mayville, Edmore, Hatton, Buxton, and Mentor. Local agents with global resources. Hub International.
Stop in and meet Kristen Sanders, the new farm and crop rep.
Nelson County-Midkota caught stealing to end the top half of the fourth inning here in Mayville. And had he gotten on base, that would have represented, would Molina have, a runner in scoring position. But nonetheless, we move to the bottom of the fourth, still tied at 1. Easton Hansen to lead off here for Mayport CG. Facing Brody Rainsbury on for inning number 4 of work here this afternoon.
Yeah, Rainsbury, 1 unearned run allowed, 2 hits. Couple of strikeouts and 2 walks thus far.
Here's the first pitch to Hansen. High for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Easton Hansen, Caden Hogfoss, and Sam Weaver. 2 up for Mayport CG. Here's the wide to the 1-0 pitch. Low for ball 2 of the count, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes to the leadoff batter, Easton Hansen, the 4th batter of the order for Mayport CG this afternoon. The cleanup hitter. Here's the line to the 2-0 pitch. It's in for ball 3, so back-to-back balls to the leadoff batter, Easton Hansen, here on the bottom of the 4th. Here's the line to the 3-0 pitch, low for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk will send Easton Hansen down to first base and bring up Caden Hogfoss. Hogfoss, the 3rd baseman this afternoon for Mayport CG. 1-1 our score here at the bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch to Hogfoss. He shows bunt, and that'll be foul. 0-1 the count to Caden Hogfoss as the wind picks up again here in Mayville. Bottom of the fourth, scheduled for 7 in this region matchup. That throw down to first, and he's out. So cut off the bases, Easton Hansen, and a 2-3 put out erases the base runner. So now bases are empty. And here's the wind of the pitch to Hogfoss. That's going to be fouled out of play. So now if I'm reading the scoreboard right, we have a full count. Nope. Sorry, that was a 1. So now we're at 2-2. Right from my angle, there's a glare off the scoreboard. Here's the wind of the 2-2 pitch. Swung on to left. Straight to the left fielder. Lenz, he makes the grab, and there's 2 away. That brings up Sam Weaver. Oh, a hard hit by Caden Hogfoss, but right into the glove of the left fielder, Brendan Lenz. There's the wind of the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1, and the count 0-1 to Sam Weaver. Here's the wind of the 0-1 pitch, swung on, popped up into the infield, and the shortstop makes the grab, and the inning is over. We're through 4 complete here in Mayville. The score on the ChristianCarsOnline.com and Chad's Excavating scoreboard. Mayport CG 1, Nelson County-Midkota 1. Back with the top of the 5th after this on KMAV and the YouTube stream.
Listen, do you hear that sound? Of course you don't. It's the sweet silence of safe, dependable propane heating your home. I should know. I'm the Cenex guy. Proud representation of efficient Cenex propane, as well as a symbol for the many fine Cenex fuels and lubricants that grant you all the energy you need to do all the things that need doing. Cenex, our energy comes through, and it's fantastic.
See your local Cenex guy at Farmers Union Oil in Portland.
Growers, are you thinking about investing in a drain tile project? Chad's Excavating out of Mayville can handle that. Drain tile will improve and increase yields for generations to come. And with free detailed estimates and over 40 years of combined success, Chad and his team will provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today at 701-430-0182. Again, that's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, 701-430-0182, helping farmers grow.
The 6th batter of the order up, Brendan Lenz, takes the first pitch. Called strike 1, and it gets to the backstop. 0-1 the count to Lenz. 6, 7, 8 batters due up here on the top of the 5th inning is we continue on, tied at 1. That's a swinging strike 2, and Lenz is quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Cooper Hovness and Tegan Dolan due up next here for Nelson County-Midkota. Here's the wind of the 0-2 pitch. That's outside, and he gets to the backstop, 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Brendan Lenz is retired on a swinging 3rd strike. That brings up Cooper Hovness.
And for Bricker Johnson, he struck out 4 batters.
Top of the 5th, tied at 1. Here's the pitch. to Hovness. That's him for a ball. 1-0 the count.
Hovness drove in the lone run for Nelson County-Midkota on a ground out in the second.
That one's going to be a number into right field. Easton Hansen goes back, and it's dropped. Hansen cannot make the grab.
That's going to be a bloop single.
Reaching on the single is Cooper Hovness. That brings up Tegan Dolan. Dolan, the 8th batter of the order here for Nelson County-Midkota. So we play on here on the top of the 5th. Hovness at first. One away. Dolan steps in. Johnson in the set. Throw back to first. Back in time is Hovness. And another throw back to first. Hovness back in time. Bricker Johnson, the Patriot defense, keeping Hovness honest. Back over there at first base. Here's the wind of the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one in the count 0-1. We're the top of the 5th. The Orion Mayville tied at 1. Region 3 baseball. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and the count quickly 0-2 to Tegan Dolan. Here's the set, the 0-2 pitch, low for ball 1. 1-2 to Tegan Dolan. Weston Wright due up next. Here for Nelson County-Midkota at the top of the 5th. Here's the set and the 1-2 pitch. Low in the dirt, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 runner on. Here's the 2-2 delivery. High for ball 3, 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 runner on. Here on the top of the 5th inning. Tegan Dolan at the plate. Johnson comes set. Here's the pitch. Ball 4, and Tegan Dolan will head down the first base on a 6-pitch walk.
Tell you what, Chris, that was a good plate appearance by Dolan. He was behind 0-2 and earns a walk out of it.
Yeah, 4 straight pitches. Gets back into that one, and Weston Wright, bottom of the order, due up now for Nelson County-Midkota. Here's the wind of the pitch. In for strike 1. 0-1 the count to Weston Wright. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 2 runners on to 1 in scoring position. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be a blooper into left field. They're going to send the runner from second. No, they're going to hold him up now, and the bases are going to be loaded. Full of Chargers. For top of the order, Caleb Rainsbury.
Rainsbury 0 for 2, popped out to the pitcher, popped out to the second baseman.
And again, we're at the top of the 5th here, Craig. The 5th inning is where the difference was yesterday for the Patriots against Hillsborough Central Valley. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 0-1 the count to Caleb Rainsbury. So we'll see if Ricker Johnson can pitch himself out of a top of the 5th inning jam here. Ahead in the count 0-1 against Rainsbury. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Popped up, foul it out of play, and the count will go 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. To the batter, Caleb Rainsbury. Here's the wind of the 0-2 pitch outside, ball 1-2. Bases loaded, 1 away. And a 1-2 count to Caleb Rainsbury. Here's the set in the 1-2 pitch. Outside, ball 2, and the count will leave it up at 2-2. Lake and Ronigan due up next here for Nelson County-Midkota. Here's the set in the 2-2 pitch. Swung on! Popped up, foul. Hand out of play. And the count will remain 2-2. Here's the 2-2 delivery again. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And a swinging strikeout for Caleb Rainsbury brings up Lincoln Ronigan. We've got 2 away. Johnson of the Patriots an out away from getting out of a bases loaded jam here on the top of the 5th. Lincoln Ronigan steps in. Johnson comes set for the first pitch. Here's the pitch. It's going to be swung on over to first. And it's going to be called foul right at the last minute, much to the chagrin of Easton Hansen over there at first. And the count 0-1. And it looks like we've got a courtesy runner for Weston Wright, or no, for Tegan Dolan.
That's going to be Keating Ronigan.
Keating Ronigan on at second down to run. Bases loaded, an 0-1 count to the batter, Lincoln Ronigan.
That's a pinch runner, and Dolan will re-enter.
And now Alex Berry is coming to maybe question the out over, or the foul ball that just happened.
Well, Hansen scooped it up just as it crossed into foul territory. If he picks that up a split second before that, it would have been right on the line.
And that conversation is over. And so we'll go back 0-1 the count to the batter, Brody, or Lincoln Ronigan. That's called strike 2. And now Ronigan behind in the count, 0-2. This is a big pitch here from Aport CG here on the top of the 5th. Ahead in the count, 0-2. Here's the pitch. Oh, that's just high, and the count 1-2. And out here, we get the Patriots out of a bases-loaded jam at the top of the 5th. Ronigan ahead, or behind in the count, 1-2. Johnson looks back. Here's the pitch. And that's inside, and the count will even up at 2-2. So the Patriots in a precarious situation here, tied at 1 in the top of the 5th. 2-2 the count, 2 outs, bases loaded, no place for Lincoln Ronigan. Here's the pitch, swung on to first, knocked down by Hansen. Thrown over. No, they're going to say he made the catch.
It hit the base runner, so he's out.
Okay, so he hit the base runner. The out is recorded. The Patriots get out of the bases-loaded jam. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Your score remains on the ChristianCarsOnline.com scoreboard and the Chad's Excavating scoreboard. We're still tied at 1 to the bottom of the 5th to go after this timeout.
Ag Country Farm Credit Services would like to wish all our local athletes good luck this season. As a member-owned cooperative dedicated to serving agriculture in rural America, we know that it takes preparation, hard work, and a full team effort to achieve success. No matter if you're playing on a field, track, court, mat, or rink, we salute all our local athletes. Ag Country Farm Credit Services. Focused on ag, focused on you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Rexine, your downtown eye doc. Did you know that many healthcare plans cover vision exams? At Eyes on Broadway and Rexine Family Eye Care, we would love to help you check on your plan to see what's covered. Don't have insurance? No problem. We also have our Ideal Package to give you affordable cash pricing.
Set up an appointment with Dr. Michael Rexine at michaelrexine.com with locations in both Fargo and Mayville.
I promise you will see the difference.
Back to Mayville here. No, we don't. I thought we had a new pitcher. No, it remains Brody Rainsbury on it for his 5th inning of work. And he will face Case Judish, the 7, 8, 9 batters here at the bottom of the 5th. We are still tied at 1. We've been tied this way since the bottom of the 3rd. Here's the pitch to Judish, fouled on the bunt to the backstop. 0-1. Judish behind in the count right now. Just after the top of the hour, you're listening to high school baseball on KMAV 105.5 Mayville and on the YouTube stream. Chris Larson, Craig Keating here with you. Here's the wind of the 0-1 pitch. In for strike 2, and the count quickly 0-2 to Case Judish. Here's the line to the 0-2 pitch outside. Ball 1, 1-2. Judish behind in the count, 1-2. The right fielder today for Mayport CG. 7th batter of the order. Here's the line to the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Judish is retired on a swinging 3rd strike. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Alex Arsvold. Alex Arsvold steps in. Here's the line to the first pitch, and that's going to hit him on the back, and Alex Arsvold will get the free stroll down to first and brings up his brother, Aiden Arsvold, the second baseman. As there looks to be some action in the Patriot bullpen. Appears to maybe be Connor Doctor. We'll see. Throw back to first, back there in time is Alex Arsvold. Still waiting the first pitch of this at bat by Aiden Arsvold. That is Connor Doctor getting loose. That foul tip. 0-1 the count to Aiden Arsvold. So Connor Doctor getting loose. Now back in the dugout. So we'll see here as we head to the top of the 6th if they're Alex Berry makes any changes, but they're focused right now here at the bottom of the 5th. An 0-1 count to Aiden Arsvold with Alex Arsvold on at first and 1 away. Here's the set and the pitch. Showing bunt. He'll bunt up the right side. Nice sack bunt there by Aiden Arsvold. He'll move his brother Alex into scoring position, 2 away. And that brings up top of the order, Bricker Johnson.
I can't.
Bricker Johnson with 2 away here on the bottom of the 5th. We're still tied at 1. Here's the set and the pitch. That swung on foul to the dugout, and the count will be 0-1. 0-1 to count to Bricker Johnson. Connor Doctor on deck if needed here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the set and the pitch. outside, and the count will even up at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch, in for strike 2, and 1-2. The count to Bricker Johnson. One ball, 2 strikes. 2 out, 1 runner on. Here's the 1-2 pitch, swung on. That's going to be trouble. They'll drop a base hit. They're going to send Alex Arsvold, and Bricker Johnson will be on at second base with the RBI on that. And the Patriots take the 2-1 lead. And we'll have a runner for Johnson.
Be Tristan Bremer.
So an RBI double for Bricker Johnson gives the Patriots the lead here on the bottom of the 5th. Mark that one in your scorebook. So the go-ahead RBI double for Bricker Johnson breathes new life, and now that brings up Connor Doctor. Outside ball 1. 1-0 the count to Doctor. Tristan Bremer on running at second. Here from Mayport CG. Here's the pitch. And that's ball 2, 2-0. As the shortstop loses his lid. If you don't have that securely on, you're going to lose it this afternoon. 2-0 the count to Connor Doctor. Here's the wind of the pitch. In for strike 1 in the count, 2-1. Here's the set, the 2-1 pitch. On the corner, called strike 2, and the count will even 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a runner on at second. 2-1 your score. Here's the set, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And the 5th inning is over, but not before Mayport CG scores 1. Your score on the ChristianCarsOnline.com and Chad's Excavating scoreboard. It's Mayport CG 2. Nelson County-Midkota 1. We'll be back with the top of the 6th after this. You're listening to high school baseball on 105.5 KMAV and the YouTube stream.
Hatton Prairie Village is an award-winning nursing home and assisted living facility located in Hatton. For the 13th consecutive year, Hatton Prairie Village has been ranked a 5-star facility by CMS. And for the 11th consecutive year, we have been named among the top nursing homes in the country by U.S. News and World Report, and one of the top facilities in the U.S. for customer experience and satisfaction by Pinnacle Quality Insight. If you are thinking about a nursing home or assisted living apartment, we hope you consider Hatton Prairie Village, a nationally ranked facility for over a decade, providing superior care and services.
Mayport Hardware Hank has everything you need to keep your lawn looking great this summer. They have Scott's 4-step annual program for your lawn. Your lawn's 5,000 square feet. It's $94.99. Bigger than that, it's $229. Stanley 50-foot garden hose, $39.97. Fiskars primers, $17.97. And a whole lot more. Keep your lawn looking great this year. You'll find it at Mayport Hardware Hank, downtown Mayville.
You've got a lot more going for you with Hank Hardware Hank.
Bricker Johnson on for his 6th inning of work. Fires strike 1 to Brody Rainsbury. Johnson ahead in the count, 0-1. 3, 4, 5 batters due up. Second pitch, that swung on into left field. A base hit, actually, they'll get right over the left fielder's head as it bounced in front of him and then went over his head.
Yeah, you got to make that a double. That took a wicked bounce in front of him, went right over him.
I'd almost be interested to see if that just hit the ground that hard or if it hit a divot. But nonetheless, a double, a hard hit double for the leadoff batter in Brody Rainsbury brings up Landon Sundin. Tying run on at second. Go ahead run at the plate with nobody out here at the top of the sixth. Johnson looks back. Now the throw. And back in time is Rainsbury. Landon Sundin, here's the pitch. Straight back, fouled, 0-1. No balls and one strike to count. Here's the pitch. It's going to get away. And the count will leave it up at a ball and a strike. Again, we'll be back with you tomorrow afternoon here in Mayville for high school baseball here on KMAV and on the YouTube stream, and for high school softball on 99 KMSR. That one's going to be swung on deep, and that's going to get past the left fielder. They'll send the runner from third, and we're tied at 2 with a stand-up double, RBI double there for Landon Sundin. A double for Sundin, and we're tied at 2. That brings up John Molina.
They got back-to-back batters, Brody Rainsbury and Landon Sundin with doubles, and John Molina, who's up to bat. He doubled his first time up.
So extra base hits aplenty this afternoon. Something we didn't see at all yesterday. Here's the pitch. It's going to be in the dirt for a ball. 1-0 the count to the batter, John Molina. Top of the sixth, 2-2 our score. 1-0 the count to the batter, Molina. Johnson looks for the side, comes set, and here's the pitch. That goes outside, 2-0. And time called, and Alex Berry's going to come out to the mound. May that be the end of Bricker Johnson's day? No, it's going to probably just be one of those conversations. Again, he had, let's see, center fielder Connor Doctor warming up earlier, but this appears is just going to be a conversation here at the mound. And that is all it will be, as Tate Hansen and Bricker Johnson have some parting words for each other. And Hansen will come back behind the plate, take his spot. And we'll be back to live action here with a 2-0 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one to John Molina. And the count 0-1. Here's the set, the 0-1 pitch. It's going to be outside. Sorry, the 2-1 pitch, and now it's 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike to the batter, Molina. Here's the wind of the pitch. Ball 4. So now Molina will head to First on a 5-pitch walk brings up Brendan Lenz. Lenz, the left fielder. 2 on, nobody out here on the top of the 6th. Already 1 across for Nelson County-Midkota. They are tied at 2 with Mayport CG. Here's the set as Johnson looks back. A bunt, and that is going to be connected. Johnson hesitates, and everybody is safe as Easton Hansen charged in from first. Aiden Arsvold had to get over to cover, couldn't get over in time. The bases are loaded, nobody out, and that brings up Cooper Hovness.
Yeah, there wasn't a thing Bricker Johnson could do, and nobody was at first base. He couldn't make a throw there.
Absolutely. Easton Hansen did exactly what you would want your first baseman to do in charging towards home. Aiden Arsvold just could not get over into position. But nonetheless, here we are, bases loaded, nobody out, 2-2 tie as Johnson steps off. Having coached a lot of these boys in Legion Baseball in the last summer, that was exactly what you wanted the first baseman to do. Here's the pitch. Swung on, foul and out of play. 0-1 the count. So now what's more important for the Patriots is get the outs, limit the damage here on the top of the 6th. With the bases loaded. Here's the set. And the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, popped up into center field. The center fielder makes the grab. No, he doesn't. 1 run will score. They're going to send 2. And a throw to third. He is out. So all of that adds 2 more runs to the board, and it's 4-2.
That'd be a 2-run base hit, and I think the out was 9-3-5 down at third.
Yes, it was. Four to 2 the score. 1 out on the board, so runner at second, 1 away, and that brings up Tegan Dolan. Here's the line to the pitch to Dolan. Called strike 1 on the corner of the plate. 0-1 the count to Dolan. No balls and 1 strike to the 8th batter in this order. That's in for ball 1 of the count. Evens up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Here on the top of the 6th, it's 4-2. Nelson County-Midkota. Johnson steps back on the mound after adjusting the cap. Here's the set. And the 1-1 pitch. That's outside for a ball. That's going to get away from Tate Hansen. That'll move the runner to third. And so now we have a runner in scoring position at third. Still with just 1 away. Last night it was a rough 5th inning. Today it's a rough 6th inning for the Patriots. Having given up 3 runs so far, that one is going to be foul, and the count will leave it up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. Top of the 6th, a 3 spot for Nelson County-Midkota. Here on the top of the 6th, they lead 4-2. Here's the line to the pitch. Swung on, popped up, foul and out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. Runner trying to get third from Mayville. Here's the wind of the 2-2 pitch. Low for ball 3, and the count goes full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the batter. Tegan Dolan. Here's the set. And the payoff pitch. Called strike 3, and Dolan's retired on a called third strike. And that's 2 away now for Nelson County-Midkota. Will go to the bottom of the order at Weston Wright.
6 strikeouts recorded for Bricker Johnson.
6 Ks. Here's the wind of the first pitch to Wright. He'll get that one up to the pitcher. Over to first. 1-3 the putout, and the inning is over. We're through 5.5 here in Mayville. Your score on the ChristianCarsOnline.com and scoreboard and the Chad's Excavating scoreboard. Reads Nelson County-Midkota 4. Mayport CG 2. To the bottom of the 6th we go after this timeout. You're watching on the YouTube stream and listening on 105.5 KMAV.
Successful teams need a place to practice. When the weather doesn't cooperate or teams need extra swings, the Mayport Youth Center provides both the Mayport CG High School and summer baseball and softball teams with an indoor facility, including batting cages and field turf. In the winter, the Mayport Youth Center is home to Mayport Ice Dog Hockey. Good luck to the Mayport CG Patriots from the Mayport Youth Center.
We know you're on the move and like the convenience of being able to do your business when it's convenient for you. Hi, this is Ernie Struby, president of the Goose River Bank. We may be the oldest state bank in North Dakota, but that doesn't mean we haven't transformed with the times, especially when it comes to helping you with your banking needs. We offer leading-edge online and mobile banking services that make it easier for you to do your banking 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We understand you are always on the go. Choose a bank that goes with you no matter where you are. The Goose River Bank, strong community, member FDIC.
To the bottom of the 6th we go here in Mayville. Your score is Nelson County-Midkota 4, Mayport CG 2, Chris Larson, Craig Keating. Sawyer McGillis to lead us off here at the bottom of the 6th inning. McGillis, the shortstop, to be followed by Easton Hansen and Caden Hogfoss. First pitch taken there, too short. Big swing, and he gets the first base in time. Does McGillis. And we have the first runner on base here in the inning for Easton Hansen.
That'll be the second error charged to the Chargers today.
Error on the shortstop there. And the leadoff race runner is on. Easton Hansen up now. That's in for strike 1, 0-1 the count to Hansen. Tying run at the plate, go ahead run on deck. Bottom of the 6th, 4-2, Nelson County-Midkota. 0-1 the count to Easton Hansen. Here's the wind of the pitch. That one gets to the backstop, a wild pitch. And down to second, Sawyer McGillis is now in scoring position at second with nobody out. Sawyer's older brother Walker in the crowd today. Here's the wind of the pitch. Outside, ball 2, 2-1. Two and one the count to Easton Hansen. Here's the wind of the 2-1 delivery outside, ball 3, 3-1. And now the second baseman, Tegan Dolan, loses his lid. Goes out to retrieve it. I think he was just going to say let it go. But they called time and let him retrieve his lid. 3-1 the count to Easton Hansen. Runner in scoring position at second. Nobody out here on the bottom of the 6th. Here's the set of the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2 and out. Now Hansen still ahead in the count, but it's 3-2. Connor Doctor warming up here for Mayport CG in the bullpen. So we'll probably see him called upon here in the 7th. That one's going to be a number into right field. The right fielder comes in. It's going to drop for a base hit. And Sawyer McGillis will move over to third. So a single for Easton Hansen. And now runners at the corners. Nobody out for Caden Hogfoss. So now tying run on at first. Go ahead run at the plate with nobody out here at the bottom of the 6th. Time called by Nelson County-Midkota's skipper, and he'll take the trip to the mounds. As it looks like this is going to be a conversation, maybe a little strategy here with runners at the corners at the bottom of the 6th. I mean, the middle of the lineup due up right now here in Hansen, Hogfoss, and Weaver. Probably right where you want to have your lineup. If you're head coach Alex Berry, the conversation on the mound is done. The players returning their positions on the infield, and we'll get set back to head back to live action here with Caden Hogfoss waiting for his first pitch of the ball game of the afternoon in the 6th inning, I should say, here now. Hogfoss steps in. Here's the set and the pitch. Hogfoss will foul that off. 4-1 the count to Caden Hogfoss. Nearing the 5:30 half hour here from Mayville on KMAV 105.5 of the YouTube KMAV KMSR stream. Here's the pitch. That's going to be outside of the count. Evens up at 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. No outs. Runners at the corners. Here on the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and it gets away. Hansen will be down to second. He makes it there in time. And so now 2 in scoring position with nobody out. And Hogfoss behind in the count, 1-2. Alex Berry speaking to Caden Hogfoss. Probably wanting him to take his pitch and not just any pitch at this point. 1-2 count, low for ball 2, and the count will even up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, 2 runners on. Bottom of the 6th, it's a 2-run lead for Nelson County-Midkota. Here's the line to the 2-2 delivery. Swung on to short. Throw to first. Now the delay. Now we've got a run down here as McGillis will be called out. And that a costly out, number 2. Brings up Sam Weaver.
Yeah, Easton Hansen run to about third base, and that meant Sawyer McGillis, all he could do is he had to advance, and it's kind of a dead duck. He tried to go back, but they got him out on a 3-2 play, so it's a double play.
So a 3-2.
It's actually a 6-3-2 double play.
The double play, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 1 to Sam Weaver. And the pitch goes outside. And a wild pitch will move Easton Hansen to third. The throw to third gets away, and Hansen's will score. So a costly error on there. The wild pitch moves Hansen to third. The throw from the catcher to third gets away from the third baseman, allowing Hansen to come in. It's a 1-run game. The Patriots have new life here at the bottom of the 6th. Here's the wind of the pitch to Weaver. That'll be popped up to the infield. The second baseman's called off by the first baseman, and the inning is over. But not before the Patriots put up 1, and we'll head to the top of the 7th. 4-3 your score, Nelson County-Midkota on the ChristianCarsOnline.com scoreboard and the Chad's Excavating scoreboard. Top of the 7th after this, you're listening to high school baseball on KMAV 105.5 and watching on the YouTube stream.
As temperatures rise, it's time to hit the road or blaze a new trail. From the bold Dodge Challenger and Charger to the rugged Jeep Wrangler, Christian Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram has the vehicles to match your style and energy. Whether it's cruising through town or exploring off-road trails, they have the perfect match for your spring adventures. Explore inventory, schedule a test drive, and let the season of fun begin. Christian Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Cooperstown. We make it easy.
Look to Luther Memorial Home for a rewarding career working with people. Luther Memorial Home is currently looking for CNAs, full-time and part-time, on all shifts. Starting wages are over $21 an hour, plus a $5,000 sign-on bonus for full-time employees. For more information about employment at Luther Memorial Home or taking the next CNA class, contact Jessica Mock in Human Resources at 701-786-3401. or visit luthermemorialhome.com for an application.
To the top of the 7th we go. A new pitcher on the mound, Connor Doctor, will come on for the Patriots here at the top of the 7th, taking over for Bricker Johnson, who goes 6 innings, giving up 4 runs. Scoreboard's got 10 hits.
Yep, that's correct.
So Johnson gives up 4 runs on 10 hits. And I know Craig's working on the final line score for Johnson. We'll get that when we can. But what we can tell you here as we head to the top of the 7th is it is a 1-run game. Nelson County-Midkota 4, Mayport CG 3.
Bricker Johnson, 6 innings, 10 hits, 4 runs. All 4 were earned. 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, 1 wild pitch, and a hit batter.
So that's the final line score on Bricker Johnson and the Patriots. Here we go. First pitch, called strike 1 to Caleb Rainsbury. Top of the order. Up, by the way, for Nelson County-Midkota. So quick work for Connor Doctor. Called strike 1, 0-1 the count. Here's the line to the 0-1 pitch. That's going to be outside to the backstop, actually. And the count evens up now at 1-1.
Caleb Rainsbury 0 for 3, couple of pop-outs and a strikeout.
Lakin Ronigan, Brody Rainsbury 2 up for Nelson County-Midkota. That swung on. Pop fly to center. And a nice catch made there by new center fielder, Bricker Johnson. Johnson and Doctor just switch positions. And there's 1 up, 1 down for Lakin Ronigan now coming to the plate. Here on the top of the 7th inning. Here's the line to the pitch. Swung on. That's going to be a number to left. Judish can't make the grab on left field. And so Ronigan will be on in its second.
That'll be a double.
A hard hit double by Lakin Ronigan. Now puts a runner in scoring position with 1 away. And brings up Brody Rainsbury.
And Ronigan, by the way, is now 3 for 3. His last time up, he had hit that base runner, still got credited for a single, and the base runner was out.
Pitch in for strike 1 for Brody Rainsbury.
Rainsbury 2 for 3, an infield hit, a double, and a run.
Rainsbury down to the count, 0-1. Landon Sundin on next. That's outside, and the count evens up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Here at the top of the 7th inning from Mayville. Here's the 1-1 pitch outside, ball 2, 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike. Here's the wind of the 2-1 delivery to Rainsbury. That's going to be popped up over to short. Now the left fielder, Judish, will come on to make the grab, or Weaver, that is, come on to make the grab. And there's quickly 2 away here on the top of the 7th inning. It's the the wind continues to swirl here. That brings up Landon Sundin, first baseman, Nelson County-Midkota here on the top of the 7th. Time called. Tate Hansen will go up. They're actually going to just intentionally walk him. So now that'll bring up John Molina, who earlier in the ball game had a double and a run scored. 5th batter of the order for Nelson County-Midkota with 2 away. Molina settles in. Here's the pitch from Doctor. That one's going to be popped up over to the left side, taken by the third, called for by the third baseman, taken by the shortstop, Sawyer McGillis, and that's out number 3. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Last chance for the Patriots, trailing by 1. Your score, the ChristianCarsOnline.com scoreboard and the Chad's Excavating scoreboard. It's 4-3 Nelson County-Midkota. Bottom of the 7th after this on KMAV and the YouTube stream.
KMAV FM, Mayville, North Dakota. The radio home of the Mayport CG Patriots.
Growers, are you thinking about investing in a drain tile project? Chad's Excavating out of Mayville can handle that. Drain tile will improve and increase yields for generations to come. And with free detailed estimates and over 40 years of combined success, Chad and his team will provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today at 701-430-0182. Again, that's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, 701-430-0182, helping farmers grow.
Getting your start in farming is a big lift requiring a lot of resources. The new Starting Gate program from Ag Country Farm Credit Services is here for you. Starting Gate offers preferential rates and custom financing, discounts on financial services, scholarships, and educational opportunities. To learn how Starting Gate can help you, contact your local Ag Country office. Ag Country, focused on ag, focused on you.
To the bottom of the 7th we go here in Mayville. Brody Rainsbury on for his 7th inning of work. Bottom 3rd of the order due up for Mayport CG in case Judas Alex Arsvold and Aiden Arsvold due up. Again, your score 4-3 here on the bottom of the 7th inning. In case Judas steps in, Brody Rainsbury first pitch. It's in for ball 1, 1-0 the count. 1 ball, no strikes, to Case Judish. Here's the wide 1-0 delivery. That swung on up down the third first base line and foul. So the count will leave it up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Case Judish. Leadoff batter here on the bottom of the 7th. Patriots need 1 to tie, 2 to win. Swing and a miss, strike 2 of the count, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Leadoff batter here in Judish. Here's the 1-2 pitch. High for a ball. The count will leave it up at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Alex Berry now calling time and wants to talk to Case Judish. That conversation is over. We'll go back. Judish tied in the count, 2-2. Judish, the 7th batter of the order. Here's the pitch. Outside, count goes full. So now a 3-2 count to Case Judish. Here's the wind and the payoff pitch. Swung on to third. It's going to be trouble for the third baseman. And Judish is on with the leadoff runner reaching first base. as that goes off the glove of the third baseman.
That's the fourth error of the game against Nelson County-Midkota.
And so the tying run on at first. Nobody out. Alex Arsvold to the plate. That's going to be a bunt. Arsvold out at first, but it moves the tying run into scoring position with one away. Bottom of the order, Aiden Arsvold up. And then on deck, Bricker Johnson. So now the Patriots have a runner in scoring position. One away. Aiden Arsvold, here's the pitch. In for strike one, count 0-1 to Arsvold. Top of the order, due up next for Mayport CG. Here's the line to the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. And Arsvold behind to the count, 0-2. Patriots looking for region win number 3. Arsvold will foul that. Alex Berry gets the stop over on the third base coaching box. And the count remains 0-2. Patriots seeking their third win of the year, third win of the region. Nelson County, their second win of the year, second win in the region. The 0-2 pitch, that gets away in the count 1-2. That one's going to be swung on. Taken by the first baseman, flipped over to the pitcher, 2 away, but more importantly, it moves the runner over to third. 2 away, Bricker Johnson gets one to the outfield, possibly scores the tying run, and then would represent the winning run. Johnson represents the winning run with 2 outs here. Here's the pitch. That one's outside. Ball 1, 1-0 the count.
Bricker Johnson today, 2 for 3, a single, a double, a run, and an RBI.
Here's the wind of the 1-0 pitch. And the foul, and that's fouled off. The count evens up at 1-1. Talk about being in a tough position if you're Bricker Johnson. Here's the line, the 1-1 pitch. That's in the dirt, 2-1. Connor Doctor on deck if needed to keep this game alive. Alex Berry talking to Case Judish over at third. Here's the line to the pitch. That one gets away. Oh, that almost spelled trouble. But the catcher, John Molina, able to make the stop. 3-1 the count to Bricker Johnson. That one swung on to left or right center. The center fielder makes the grab and the ball game is over. Your final score in this one on the ChristianCarsOnline.com scoreboard and the Chad's Excavating scoreboard. Nelson County-Midkota holds on to win it 4-3 over Mayport CG. We'll have our post-game show next.
There is a reason some things never go out of style. Enjoy timeless frames made in the USA from American Optical at Eyes on Broadway and Rexine Family Eye Care. American Optical frames blend form, function, and quality into one. Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Rexine, your downtown eye doc. Stop by and we will find the perfect pair to complete your look.
Set up an appointment with Dr. Michael Rexine at michaelrexine.com with locations in both Fargo and Mayville.
I promise you will see the difference.
Hatton Prairie Village is an award-winning nursing home and assisted living facility located in Hatton. For the 13th consecutive year, Hatton Prairie Village has been ranked a 5-star facility by CMS. And for the 11th consecutive year, we have been named among the top nursing homes in the country by U.S. News and World Report, and one of the top facilities in the U.S. for customer experience and satisfaction by Pinnacle Quality Insight. If you are thinking about a nursing home or assisted living apartment, we hope you consider Hatton Prairie Village, a national nationally ranked facility for over a decade, providing superior care and services.
Mayport Hardware Hank has everything you need to keep your lawn looking great this summer. They have Scott's 4-step annual program for your lawn. If your lawn's 5,000 square feet, it's $94.99. Bigger than that, it's $229. Stanley 50-foot garden hose, $39.97. Fiskars primers, $17.97. And a whole lot more. Keep your lawn looking great this year. You'll find it at Mayport Hardware Hank, downtown Mayville.
You've got a lot more going for you with Hardware Hank.
Successful teams need a place to practice. When the weather doesn't cooperate or teams need extra swings, the Mayport Youth Center provides both the Mayport CG High School and summer baseball and softball teams with an indoor facility, including batting cages and field turf. In the winter, the Mayport Youth Center is home to Mayport Ice Dog Hockey. Good luck to the Mayport CG Patriots from the Mayport Youth Center.
Having money to get your crop in the ground isn't enough. What's your plan? Where do you want to be years down the road? Hello, this is Ernie Struby, president of the Goose River Bank. We care about you and your farming operation. We want to help you to be successful. Don't settle for any financial institution. Choose one that understands your current needs and can help you work towards your long-term goals and objectives. We have a long history based in the Red River Valley. We pride ourselves on understanding agriculture, and we'd be honored to be your bank. The Goose River Bank, strong community, member FDIC.
All right, let's get into our game summary brought to you by ChristianCarsOnline.com. As the final score here, it's Nelson County-Midkota 4, Mayport CG 3. Let's look at the scoring summary first. Nelson County-Midkota would take a 1-0 lead in the top of the second inning. A double for John Molina, and then a sacrifice bunt for Brendan Lenz. Led to an RBI groundout for Cooper Huffness that scored John Molina, made it 1-0. Mayport CG would tie it in the bottom of the third inning. With 2 out, nobody on, Bricker Johnson a base hit. A single for Connor Doctor, and then an error would allow Doctor to move to second and Johnson to come all the way around to score, and that tied the game at 1-1. And then we'd jump all the way up to the bottom of the fifth. Mayport CG with a run. With 1 out, hit by a pitch was Alex Arsvold. Aiden Arsvold, a sacrifice bunt, 2 down. And a runner at second. RBI double off the bat of Bricker Johnson scored Alex Arsvold. Made it 2-1 Mayport CG. Nelson County-Midkota would take the lead in the top of the sixth inning, picking up 3 earned runs. A double to lead off for Brody Rainsbury. An RBI double for Landon Sundin. A walk to John Molina. A bunt single for Brendan Lenz. And then a 2-run single off the batter, Cooper Huffness. And 3 runs in the inning made it a 4-2 lead for the Chargers. Mayport CG, bottom of the sixth, picked up a run. Reaching on an error with Sawyer McGillis, then Easton Hansen with a single. A double play, Caden Hogfoss hit into a double play. That got the lead runner McGillis down between third and home. And then Easton Hansen would advance on a wild pitch, and then reaching on an error after the wild pitch, the catcher threw it away, trying to get him down at third. So Easton Hansen scored the unearned run there, and the Patriots would come up a run short here by a score of 4-3. For Nelson County-Midkota, 4 runs on 11 hits, 4 errors, and 7 runners left on base. Mayport CG had 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 4 runners were left on base. We'll check the pitching numbers after this.
Get ready to ride at Finley Motorsports during our Get Ready to Ride sales event. Score up to $3,000 in rebates on the best-selling Polaris Northstar Ranger XP models. Take advantage of $2,000 trade-in bonus rebates on 2026 Polaris Expeditions and the Extreme Duty XD 1500 Northstar Rangers. With over 60 new Polaris off-road units in stock, there's something ready for every adventure. Don't wait. Check out FinleyMotorsports.com today. Finley Motorsports. We make it easy.
All right, take a look at the pitching numbers here for the Nelson County-Midkota Chargers. The win goes to Brody Rainsbury. A complete game, 7 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, and 1 earned run. He walked 3, struck out 4, had a wild pitch, and hit a batter. For the Patriots, the loss to go to Bricker Johnson, 6 innings, 10 hits, 4 runs. All 4 were earned runs. He walked 3, struck out 6, a wild pitch, and a hit batter. Connor Doctor in relief, no decision, 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 walk. At the plate for Nelson County-Midkota, Caleb Rainsbury was 0 for 4. Lakin Ronigan was 3 for 3. 2 singles, a double, and was hit by a pitch. Brody Rainsbury was 2 for 4 with a single, a double, and a run. Landon Sundin at the plate, 1 for 3, a double, a walk, a run scored, and a run batted in. John Molina was 1 for 2 with a double, a walk. I make that 2 walks for John Molina, and he scored twice. Brendan Lenz at the plate was 1 for 2. He had a sacrifice and a bunt single. Cooper Huffness, 2 for 3, with 2 singles and 3 runs batted in. Tegan Dolan, 0 for 2 with a walk. Weston Wright was 1 for 3 with a single. For the Patriots this afternoon, Bricker Johnson at the plate, 2 for 4, single, doubled, scored a run and drove in a run. Connor Doctor, 1 for 3 with a single. Sawyer McGillis was 0 for 3, reached on an error. Easton Hansen was 1 for 2, walked, singled, and scored. Caden Hogfoss 0 for 2 with a walk. Sam Weaver 0 for 2 with a walk. Case Judish was 0 for 3, reached on an error. Alex Arsvold 0 for 1, hit by a pitch, a sacrifice, and a run. And Aiden Arsvold 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. We'll come back with our player of the game selections after this.
It's Truck Month at Findlay Motors. Get supplier pricing on all new light-duty Silverados and financing as low as 1.9%. Need a ride for your new grad? The 2026 Chevy Trax starts at just $25,900 with financing as low as 2.9%. With over 55 new Chevrolets in stock, from sleek Corvettes to heavy-duty pickups, every vehicle is priced with the all-new Easy Price at FindlayMotors.com. Your next Chevy is waiting. Findlay Motors. We make it easy.
Look to Luther Memorial Home for a rewarding career working with people. Luther Memorial Home is currently looking for CNAs, full-time and part-time, on all shifts. Starting wages are over $21 an hour, plus a $5,000 sign-on bonus for full-time employees. For more information about employment at Luther Memorial Home or taking the next CNA class, contact Jessica Bach in Human Resources at 701-786-3401 or visit luthermemorialhome.com for an application.
Let's go to our Play of the Game selections brought to you by Mayville State University. Make it Mayville. Check out mayvillestate.edu/makeitmayville for more. Chris, our Player of the Game selections.
Well, for Nelson County-Midkota, we're going to go co-players of the game. We're going to go John Molina, a big RBI, or a big double and a run scored. And Cooper Huffness had a great day in the RBI category as well, so co-players of the game there. For the Mayport CG Patriots, we're going to name our player of the game, Bricker Johnson, a big double and an RBI in the contest here this afternoon.
So again, the final, 4-3, Nelson County-Midkota over Mayport CG. That'll wrap things up for this afternoon. By the way, the Chargers are now 2-4, 2-3 in the region. Patriots dropped to 2-3, 2-2 in region play. Tomorrow we've got 2 games at the same time. Here at Mayport CG, we'll have softball on 99 KMSR as the Patriots will host Ada Borup West. And in baseball tomorrow on KMAV, Mayport CG hosts Thompson. Both those games 4 o'clock starts. Both those games also on the YouTube channel. So that'll do it for this afternoon. We ask you to please patronize our sponsors, or at the very least stop in and thank them for making these broadcasts possible on KMAV. From the Mayport CG High School, again the final, 4-3. Chargers with the win over the Patriots this afternoon in baseball action. For KMAV Sports, for Chris Larson, I'm Craig Keating. Good afternoon.
Live sports coverage has been brought to you by the KMSR Inc. Sports Boosters and by area businesses from the communities taking part in the game. Please support the sponsors you heard in tonight's broadcast, or at the very least, stop in and thank them. This has been a presentation of KMSR Inc., the Red River Valley Sports play-by-play leader.